As I was saying, making sure this is selected, we're going to go to our layer styles and just click on dissolve and then scroll down through them, and you'll start to see the effect that this has on our background image. So you do need something there first for this to take effect. You can get some really interesting textures and aesthetics here. It's really cool. Now, my preferred one for this would probably be overlay, although that can be a bit strong, or color burn's pretty good too. And with color burn, you can see if we zoom in that we do get that really nice texture poking through, and that it's not affecting our black and white images here either. So with it off, with it on, it does add a nice effect. You could even double two up, not that I recommend it, by selecting the first one, taking the opacity down, and you sort of get a blend between the two. So that's with it off and on. Kind of cool. But yeah, again, more of an advanced technique. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So that's having a textured canvas to work with. Now, this poster here, I did not spend the time putting all of these individual images together to layer them on top of each other. That is something I highly recommend you do. So, you put your killer nuns in here, your pirates, whatever it is that you're putting in, and layer them up. That's just one style you may want to do, but you've all got your own individual ideas, and I'll let you run with that. But let's talk about how I got these cool filters and effects happening here. I'll show you the original. I wonder if I've still got it. Let's do a search for it. Yeah, Aliens poster. And I think this is a fan-made poster, because I've never seen this one before, but I just thought it looked fantastic. There it is. So I wonder if we can zoom in. Yeah, we can a bit. So you can see it was kind of cold blues and greys, like sci-fi. I've also got this sort of grey area down here that I changed to red, and I blanked out the original Aliens and put in my own, so you can see the difference there. So let's just, so we don't get confused with anything, turn our textures off for the moment and start looking at some of the filters and effects that I've applied. So I'm going to bring in this image again. Just going to copy it, and I'll turn everything off. There we go. And I'll make a new layer and I'll paste it in. Now, quite tiny. When you are pasting in images, we've got this fantastic effect, this fantastic tool that is in Photoshop. It's called rasterizing. So right now, it looks awful. It's pixelated, it's terrible. But by hitting enter, Photoshop is actually able to, like using mathematics, position the pixels and expand them, and actually kind of keep the quality. Even though I've zoomed this up to A3, you've really got to zoom in a lot to see that the quality is not great, but it's still like fairly good for A3. So let's start stuffing around with some filters. We're going to make some duplicates of this layer. We're going to blend some filters together. So let's call this one just background one. Whoops. Great, background one. I'm going to duplicate that. So I'm going to click and drag that down to this page here. And you can see background one copy, and we'll make 3 copies. Sorry, 2 copies for a total of 3. Background one copy, and background one copy 2. Now we're clicking the top one, background one copy 2. We're going to go to filter, filter gallery. And the first thing we're going to do is, we've got our folders up the top here. We're going to go to sketch and then torn edges. Now we can't see anything at the moment, so we need to go to the minus bar just over here, and we can zoom out a bit and start to see what this filter has done. So it's actually brought out a high level of contrast, so whites and blacks. which for me is looking very kind of